bill, which is expected to be tabled later this month. Among provisions is making impaired drivers pay ongoing child support if they kill the child's parent or guardian. The government compares the measure to a 2023 Texas law that requires impaired drivers convicted of intoxication manslaughter to pay child support until a child turns 18 or graduates high school if their parent's killed. According to the province, there were 182 deaths caused by impaired driving on Ontario roads in 2021, 96 involving alcohol, 86 due to drugs. Last year, the province introduced a lifetime license suspension for anyone convicted of impaired driving causing death under the criminal code. Ontario Attorney General Doug Downey talked about the legislation at Queen's Park today.
We've looked at different penalty systems. BC has a different system. New Brunswick has a different system in terms of drinking and driving laws. But we're looking in particular for protecting children or protecting the future of children at places that have things in place. And Texas is the easiest example to understand because you get into child support payments, quite frankly, as a consequence of actions.
And members of the opposition responded to the idea today.
The government's having a really hard time in there right now. The premier obviously doesn't even have the guts to show up and answer questions on these issues. And that's not going to stop me from asking the questions. And I think it would be pretty cynical of the government to use, children who are the victims and families who are the victims of drunk drivers as a way to distract from what's happening here. I would hope that the Attorney General is better than that.
We certainly want to do anything to make sure we do not have people who are impaired driving. We want to do everything we possible to discourage it. If this is one way to do that, it's great. It feels a bit rich coming from a government that's put alcohol in corner stores and en routes and have been removing all road safety measures. But hey, if this helps, fine.
Last year, again, the province introduced this lifetime license suspension for anyone convicted of impaired driving causing death under the criminal code. For more on this, I'm joined live by...
And I don't even really see what the problem is here. Don't get me wrong. I've never really heard anything like this before. I've heard it proposed in the U.S. This is the first time I've ever heard of this type of thing being proposed in Canada. But honestly, I'm not really against it because you have to think about it from this perspective, right? Like, look at the times that we're in at this point. This is in 2025. I mean, for God's sakes, are you telling me that you don't have the resources to not drink and drive at this point in Canada? I mean, you can call Lyft, you can call Uber, you can call this place, you can call that place, you can call a taxi. I mean, there's unlimited places at this point that you can call to get a ride somewhere. You could take public transit, whatever the case may be. And so I don't see what the big issue is when it comes to having a law like this. Now, yes, they did bring up some points that, having alcohol in an en route and corner stores and all that kind of stuff. And yes, I do hear you in that argument, but it's still that's not a good argument because just because you can buy alcohol in those places doesn't mean that you should still be able to drink and drive and get away with it. And if you drink and drive and kill somebody and leave their children behind, you should have to pay. You should have to pay. Times have changed. They are not the same. And once again, yes, there is alcohol in more places now. So what? So what? You still have to make the conscious decision to drink, be hammered, and drive. It is just not a good excuse at any time. It wasn't a good excuse in the past. It ain't a good excuse now. And like I mentioned, at least in the past, you couldn't just pick up your mobile phone and do this. Click. And a car shows up to pick you up and take you to your destination. You couldn't do that before. You can do that now with a bunch of different places. And the crazy thing is, when you do that, you don't even have to wait damn near 5 minutes or 10 minutes before somebody shows up and picks you up and takes you to where you got to go. You don't even need cash. Your credit card and everything is already plugged in. It's already paid. Like, you're kidding me here. And so, listen, I'm not mad at this proposal. I'm not mad at this proposal because something needs to be done in regards to drinking and driving. It is really out of control and getting worse. And at this point, it ain't even just alcohol. Now it's all type of different drugs on top of that. And that's going crazy as well. So this is just a short video. My thoughts on this. Thought it was really interesting because, you know, it's funny. This is, well, it's not funny, but we have seen this for so many years, over and over and over and over and over again. And yes, you do think about the parent being gone because the drunk driver kills them, but you never really ask about the children after. And I guess that's where this is really coming from. We don't take into consideration what happens to that young person's life from a whole bunch of different aspects, from a mental aspect, financial aspect, just a whole bunch of trauma. There is so many ways that that young life, that child or children, that their life gets destroyed by losing a parent to drunk driving. So I am, for one, not opposed to this at all. Interested to seeing where this goes. But this is the Mike Roach Podcast. I'll be back again soon, folks, and I'm out.